Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. Today, we are recapping a Week 1 matchup, the Arizona Cardinals in New Orleans against the Saints, coming away with a perhaps closer than expected 20-13 victory. Um, in the clutch, Arizona, they got the stops they needed. A very kind of an uneven from some way performance, but in the NFL, it's about can you finish your games? And the Cardinals defense, they did just enough. Looking at Kyler Murray, a very interesting quarterback there, 21 out of 29, 163 yards, the two touchdowns, 38 rushing yards. So a very interesting game from him, very strong. In the first half, leading the three scoring drives, the two touchdown passes, the very impressive play to Marvin Harrison Jr. down the field. I think that was probably the highlight of the game for the Arizona offense. But then in the second half, you only score 3 points. So very uneven for Kyler Murray and the Arizona offense, in my view.
Uh, yeah, you know, I was again Marvin Harrison Jr. An incredible talent in this league, an absolutely incredible wide receiver. Um, Kyler Murray, um, I mean, just not the flashiest of performances, but I was absolutely impressed by Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, and Trey Benson too. I mean, I don't think this Arizona running back room gets enough credit for, obviously they didn't score any touchdowns here, but this Arizona running back room always doing what they need to do when they're called upon. When they get the football handed to them, they're going to, do the absolute best they can. So a very efforted and well spirited running back room with the Arizona Cardinals in this regard. And I mean, another big part of why they played so well is, their defense doing what they needed to do late. But and also Trey McBride, yeah, 6 catches for 61 yards. I mean, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, easily the two leaders in the all-around receiving corps, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, without a question. I mean, I would personally have to rank Trey McBride certainly in the top five, arguably in the top three among tight ends in the NFL. I mean, just a very incredible young player there out of Colorado State, going now into this will be his fourth year in the league, the second round pick there. So he's just continuing to grow. He had an incredible year last year. Of course, this year he'll look to get a few more touchdowns, but just a very strong player, and I think they have a very strong weapon at the tight end position.
Oh, absolutely, they do. They have an incredibly, I mean, strong tight end with Trey McBride. I mean, Trey McBride to me is just so dynamic, so just. I mean, he's so fun to watch. Is he just like not one of the more like fun to watch tight ends in the league? And yeah, I mean Trey Benson, like I said, Trey Benson, the 8 carries for 69 yards. But I mean, there was even that one where he like, I mean, the 52-yard, burst. I mean, that was a very explosive play there as well from Trey Benson. But yeah, the receiving core, yeah, I mean, I was pretty impressed with what the leaders in the receiving core were
Mhm.
able to do. Shifting gears to the defense, specifically the safety room, looking at Buda Baker, 10 total tackles and a tackle for a loss. He also had a pass deflection. To me, Buda Baker was just going out there and making plays like left and right. Um, and so was Baron Browning as well. I mean, all in all, the Saints came out. I mean, what they were doing a lot of pound and ground action, and I mean, the Saints did an incredible job of wearing out the Cardinals' front seven, which then, kind of forced the Cardinals' secondary to have to step up and make some bigger plays. And I mean, the
Mhm.
Cardinals were able to do exactly that. So, credit the Saints for coming up with a game plan to try to wear out the Cardinals' defense and what way they thought they could, which was, getting the ground and pound game going very heavily with, Alvin Kamara, even Spencer Rattler, Kendrick Miller. So, but especially Alvin Kamara, just Alvin Kamara can have that effect on people.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed with the Arizona secondary. I think they had a big game. I think that's the reason they won the game at the end. I mean, they had a lot of impressive stops. I was very impressed with the rookie Will Johnson. I hyped him up a bit preseason, and he went out, had a very strong first game. I mean, it might not completely show up on the stat sheet, just of course the one tackle, but he also did have the big three pass deflection. So that's a very strong start for the rookie. I think he's going to be one of the better up and coming cornerbacks in the league. I was just very impressed with what I saw there. Of course, we know what we have in Buda Baker. He is a premier safety in the league. Um, I thought Demerson had a fairly solid game as well. The second year player out of Texas Tech. So just hard not to be impressed with what you saw out of the Arizona secondary. That was a big showing for me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Buda Baker. I mean, you mentioned it. Elijah Higgins, Greg Dortch. The stat lines aren't super flashy for guys like that, but even guys like that for sure getting involved. Um, yeah, again, yeah, just I mean, Spencer Rattler just really wasn't able to do too much of anything in that regard.
Yeah, a very interesting game for Rattler and the Saints offense. I mean, I thought Rattler, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't have all that high expectations for Spencer Rattler. And I mean, I thought if nothing else, he competed. I mean, he gave the Saints a bit of a chance to win late in the game. Of course, they didn't make the plays at the end they needed to make to win, but he competed, went out there through 46 passes, 27 of 46, 214. No touchdown, no interception. He made some plays out there, I thought. I mean, it would have been nice to see the receivers help him out a bit more. I mean, I thought I noticed there were some plays where there were plays to be made and they just weren't made. So I don't know. I kind of came out of that game somewhat. I don't know if I even want to say impressed, but I thought Spencer Rattler showed me something. He showed me some fight.
I mean, listen, when we were talking in preseason and we were talking about Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler who'd win out that battle, I said Spencer Rattler
Mhm.
had the more long-term potential, and I personally would want to invest my time in him. I'm glad the Saints listened to what I had to say in that regard. We obviously know that they watched the Gridiron Glory with Will and Tad, and they went with Spencer Rattler. And here he went out and did exactly that. You're absolutely right. Like even late in the fourth quarter, he was making some big time plays and some big time throws. I mean, Rattler was driving down into the red zone. I mean, late in this football game with less than 4 minutes on the clock, and I mean, you get that field goal, and Tad, I know they didn't win this football game, but they had Saints fans on the edge of their seat late in this game. I mean, Saints fans, Rattler literally like gave Saints Nation a spark in this loss triumphantly, like in such a triumphant manner. Like, and I know that's like that might be overhyped, that might be overstated, but just my
I don't think
opinion.
so. No, I agree. I think that, I mean, there was definitely like, they showed some fights. I mean, there were some teams in the NFL this week that, I mean, they would be wise to take a page out of the Saints book. I mean, there's some teams this week we saw they didn't show any fight. The Saints, I mean, we know what their roster is. It's not a high end roster, but they showed me some fight, and I will say for that they should be proud that they showed some fight.
Oh, absolutely. And you got guys like, Alvin Kamara, 11 carries, 45 yards, and then a touchdown. Alvin Kamara is going to wear out any front seven. Spencer Rattler, even with his legs, 4 carries, for 29 yards. Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, Jawan Johnson, even. Yeah, I mean, and Chris Olave's back. I mean, Devon Bailey, it was interesting with Devon Bailey, given the fact that we talked about the trade. Only one catch for 13 yards. But I think Devon Bailey is going to get way more involved as the season goes
Yeah.
on. Rashid Shaheed, silently 6 carries for 33 yards. And then obviously, I mean, the defense. The defense came out here and they made some solid plays. I mean, that sack by Pete Warner, Carl Granderson, Cameron Jordan. So I mean, there was some big time defensive plays in this game. They kept Saints Nation on the edge of their seats. Like,
I mean, they only allowed 3 points in the second half. I mean, that was definitely an impressive showing by the defense. I mean, you got some young players there, some veterans as well. Demario Davis had a solid game. I'm interested what your take was on the performance by Kool-Aid McKinstry, the second year cornerback there out of Alabama, 7 tackles, 1 for loss, 1 pass defended.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Kool-Aid McKinstry very heavily last season and how hyped he could be. So here he is now in his second year, starting to develop into that cornerback that we really thought he could be. So I'm excited to see what Kool-Aid McKinstry can keep on doing in this league.
Yeah, definitely excited there. I thought Julian Blackman had a nice impact as well. Of course, his first game for the Saints after spending his first 5 seasons, I should say, with the Colts. I mean, I thought he played fairly well, 4 tackles. I thought he played a fine game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, I didn't pick the Saints to win this game. I also didn't think the Saints were going to put up this big of a fight the way they did. So, I mean, yeah, Saints, listen, no one is expecting this team, and I said it in the preseason, no one is expecting this team to be tremendously great or anything by any things, but you got to celebrate what you can. The fact that, no one expected you to compete as great as you did in this game, and you did. You competed. You kept your fans on the edge of their seats. So that's the biggest thing, more than anything. Way more than what I expected from the Saints. So kudos to
Mhm.
them in that regard, and their very, very well-known rebuilding state.
Yeah, and I also do want to quickly shout out Kai Kroger, their rookie punter, making his NFL debut after winning out that battle in the preseason. He had 4 punts for 202 yards, average 50.52 inside the 20. So a very solid debut for Kai Kroger, who is actively punting for the Saints after beating out James Burnip in the preseason.
Yeah, the league and I that Tad and I are in together, we have a punter position. I drafted James Burnip because I pretty much figured that James Burnip would be on the field quite a bit this season. And then checking my lineup and everything yesterday, I hadn't realized that I totally it went over me that Kai Kroger beat out James Burnip in the preseason punting battle. So I had to learn that one the hard way. But yeah. 20-13, Cardinals win. Let's see. Looking at next week's opponents for these two teams, we'll look at these opponents, two teams that they play next week. It looks like for the Saints, they will be hosting the San Francisco 49ers, a very tough quarterback coming in there. Actually, no, he's day to day right now.
Mhm.
Kittle's going to be out, so that might be interesting. And then for the Arizona Cardinals, they will be hosting the Carolina Panthers. So, and I think that's a great chance for the Cardinals to start 2-0 there potentially. Will be an interesting game. I mean, that
Definitely.
definitely will be a very much back burner game to the country. The main stage game will be Chiefs Eagles, but that'll be a little back burner game.
Yeah, and sometimes those back burner games, they're a lot more, I don't know,
True.
more intense than you would expect. So,
Like, for example, Cardinals Saints, because when Tad and I are covering all 32 teams, we're watching Red Zone, we're watching all the
yeah.
games that we can possibly watch at once. So, there's some games we got on the front burner, some games we got on the back burner. To be honest, I had the Cardinals and Saints kind of on the back burner when I was doing that, but they did catch my eye quite a few times while I was
They
watching
did.
all the other games at once. So um, you know, yeah, the Cardinals Saints game was catching my eye quite a bit. So and I wasn't expecting it to. So yeah, I don't have any other final thoughts or takes on
Yep.
this game.
Thank you all for watching the Gridiron Glory. Please like, subscribe, continue to follow our content. Check out our reels, and please continue to follow the page. Thanks for watching.